All right, so on to today's topic. I'm very excited to talk to y'all about the South African billionaire Elon Musk, who's currently taking over US politics. People have been asking me a lot of questions. They asking me where did he come from, when did he become interested in politics, and mostly what is he up to, right? We finna talk about all of that. We finna dive into it, so buckle up. So as I mentioned, Elon Musk is from South Africa. He came to the US some years ago on a work visa. Maybe it was a student visa, I can't remember. In 2024, Elon Musk spent almost $250 million on the election cycle. Most of that money was spent to help re-elect Trump. He did spend money on Republicans down ballot. He basically bought the Republican Party, right? And one thing I don't think is discussed enough is that Trump, Elon Musk, other billionaires on the right, they kind of spooked billionaires that may have preferred a Democrat to win to sort of stay out of the election. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But back to Elon. The reality of the situation is there's nothing that benefits Elon Musk that benefits you or me or anyone else that we know. It is crazy to me that he tricked so many people to believe that he's some American patriot when in reality, all he's doing is whatever he can to be more powerful and for his companies to make more money. The whole point of his government office is to get rid of these government departments so that he can pay his companies to do the work. Let me show y'all this quick clip from Senator Chris Murphy, and then we're going to talk about it on the other end. There we go.
Yesterday.
You're watching the unraveling of our democracy. It's not about to happen. It is happening right now. Elon Musk got into this speech a commitment to go to Mars. Right? There is a dispute inside the scientific community, inside the NASA as to whether we should be going to Mars or to the moon. It makes Elon Musk an even richer man if the choice is to go to Mars. He got that. Mark Zuckerberg went down to Mar-a-Lago and got instructions to stop fact-checking on Facebook. When asked, Donald Trump said, yeah, I'm sure he made that change because he was afraid of what I might do to Facebook when I was president. Right? This is the unraveling of our democracy.
All right, so let's talk about a little bit of what he's just said. So as we just heard, he already got permission from Trump that he could take his rockets to the moon. That immediately makes his company SpaceX more valuable. Again, he's not going to save the country money. He's just going to divert that money to his pockets. Today, Elon Musk makes $8 million a day off U.S. government contracts. But let me show y'all what Trump said when he was pressed on conflicts of interest. This should ease everybody's concerns. Bam.
It's a different world today. It's a different world. They need our protection, yes.
You mentioned Elon Musk and the efforts that he's undertaking with your authority. You granted him new authority this week. Will he secure any new government contracts while he is working on Doge?
No, not if there's a conflict. If there's no conflict, I guess what difference does it make? But we won't let him do anything having to do with the conflict.
Are you personally
won't let him do anything.
checking to make sure there's no conflicts of interest?
Yeah, I am.
And he's personally
Sure,
checking.
he does. First of all, he wouldn't do it. And second of all, we're not going to let him do anything where there's a conflict of interest.
Mr. President,
All right, man. A lot to unpack there. Trump says he won't do it. Take Elon word for it. He won't do it. He wouldn't do it. All right. So the State Department just announced plans to purchase $400 million of armored Tesla Cybertrucks. That sound like a conflict of interest to y'all? The FAA just signed a deal with Verizon for federal aviation contracts, right? This is for software for air traffic control. And Elon Musk just canceled that deal that was with one of his competitors, Verizon. And guess what the government did? The government awarded that contract to Elon Musk's SpaceX, right? That sound like a conflict of interest to y'all? It's obvious that, Elon is doing everything for money and power. And by the way, Elon Musk being a billionaire and a capitalist isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? The problem is Elon Musk specifically uses his money and power to push others down and corrupt the system, rigging it for not just the elite, for the elite in his circle. Also, quickly, Senator Chris Murphy touched on one thing I was talking about earlier with like Mark Zuckerberg. So just to give y'all a quick history of Mark Zuckerberg and Trump's relationship, Trump was pissed that Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook was fact checking. Mark Zuckerberg kind of what it appears to me, and by the way, I'm not making an excuse for dude, but it appears to me that he sort of tried to stay out of it. And then once Trump won the election, he bent the knee. He agreed to stop fact checking and all of that. But that was more so to get off of Trump's bad list because and he probably did the math. As the president of the United States, Trump has the ability to regulate against his company, regulate in favor of his competitors, and just do a whole host of things to mess with his money. So at the end of the day, he bent the knee. Weak move, but just telling you how I see it.